Hi, welcome to Royalty Bar's latest news on Meghan from Valentine Low's book Courtiers, Part 2, and Tom Boyer's Revenge. Today's topic is Meghan's aggressive pursuit of Harry. This video is divided into a few chapters, altogether 5 of them. Chapter 1 is the sting operation, Part 1, Ensnaring the Prince. Chapter 2, The Unhappy Prince is Smitten. Chapter 3, The Sting Operation, Part 2, Rewriting the Past. Chapter 4, Meghan Seals the Deal. Chapter 5, Closing Thoughts, The Harry and Meghan Horror Show and Meghan the American Trickster. Chapter 1, Ensnaring the Prince. Meghan knew she had to work fast if she wanted to ensnare Prince Harry. Meghan's situation before the fateful meeting with the prince. Reading Bowers' book 107 to 109. She was not part of a notable set. Her life was a performance to a limited audience on a tiny stage. Part of the crowd she passed through air terminals, taxis, and hotels in almost complete anonymity. Her problems were familiar to all unknown, unmarried actors in their mid-30s. Fear of loneliness and personal and financial insecurity. I'm going to jump the rest of page 107 and go right to the end. Finding Meghan a suitable Englishman became a pressing issue. Her prospects were discussed after she landed at Hydra, an island south of Athens. Her best friend, Lindsay Roth, was hosting a weekend hen party before marrying a British actuary. Prince Harry came up in the conversation. No one had met him. Harry was certainly eligible, but was known as feckless towards women. From Greece, Meghan headed to London to promote Suits and herself. Once more, she had met Lizzie Gundy. Again, they discussed Meghan's chance of appearing in a similar show to Made in Chelsea. She also reaffirmed her everlasting interest in Englishmen. Yet again, Gundy could offer no one suitable. Meghan had been hired to wear Ralph Lauren during the Wimbledon fortnight. Tournament started on 27 June. Fortuitously for Meghan, Ralph Lauren's newly appointed publicist was Violet von Westenholz, a well-connected 31-year-old socialite. Her father, Piers, an interior decorator and antique dealer, was an old friend of Prince Charles' wife, Camilla. During Charles' weekend visits to the Westenholz Hertfordshire country home, and during joint family holidays, their children Violet and Harry had played together. During a conversation with Westenholz at Wimbledon, Meghan mentioned that connection. In an empathetic manner, she persuaded Violet, a sensitive soul, to arrange a blind date with Harry. Before agreeing, Westenholz sent Harry photos of Meghan. Soon after, in remarkably colorful language, Harry approved von Westenholz's suggestion of meeting Meghan. I'm going to skip the rest, and then I'll come to the end of 109. She told a friend who went out all the way to help her put her on the One Young World Forum, which I mentioned in my earlier video on how she ended up at the One Young World Forum as a counselor. As Meghan carried on whispering with excitement, now Top Count interrupted. "Do you know what you're doing? Do you know anything about him?" This was when she told her she was going to meet Prince Harry. Meghan replied, "I've Googled Harry. I've gone deeply into his life." Meghan once wrote on her former blog tip, "Little girls dream of being princesses, and grown women seem to retain this childhood fantasy. Just look at the pomp and circumstance surrounding the royal wedding and endless conversations about Princess Kate." Bauer, page 110. You see a picture of Meghan with Westenholz. This is the girl who arranged the first blind date. I mean, she needed only one blind date, because after that, you know what happened for Meghan. Now, comes Sting Operation 1. Ensnaring the Prince. Meghan knew she had to work fast if she wanted to ensnare Prince Harry. So I mentioned earlier that when a friend asked her whether she knew what she was doing, smug answer was I've googled Harry. I've gone deeply into his life. Since she had carefully researched Harry's life, Meghan knew exactly how to make him feel loved and appreciated. So long as she looked at him with intense affection and trust, she would not trigger his insecurity or paranoia. To reassure him that he was admired for himself, she would tell him what he wanted to hear, especially about the importance of his ambitions and principles, free of fear and suspicion. Harry succumbed to a person who offered much more than affection. I think that very early on, Meghan said later, when we realized we were going to commit to each other, we knew we had to invest the time and energy and whatever it took to make that happen. She's certainly a fast worker. Chapter 2, Unhappy Prince is Smitten. She was the one, Harry later revealed. The very first time we met, Harry fell for Meghan hook, line and sinker. Sorry you can hear the sound of my cats in the background. I don't think I want to hide the fact that I have 2 cats and now and then they make noises. Those close to Harry believed that he had long harbored a fantasy to be told what to do by a woman. In his search for maternal sympathy, Meghan promised to be an understanding mother figure as well as an adoring lover. For the first time in Harry's life, he was prepared to obey a woman. To secure Meghan's loyalty, he would change himself to match her expectations. Actually, I find it quite sexy, for a man to want to listen to a woman, okay? But on the other hand, the part about searching for maternal sympathy, that to me is quite yicky. And quickly, Harry became her protector and advocate. Underlying how quickly the relationship grew was Harry's important obsession with his shelf life. This is mentioned in both Valentine Low's book as well as Bower's book from Bower. Harry knew that his role as a senior royal would diminish within a decade. His salvation would be Meghan. Under no circumstances could he lose her, i.e. Meghan was his lifeline. Now, this part is my take. In many ways, they both rescued each other. Harry rescued Meghan from impending financial instability and provided her with a platform for fame, publicity, and opportunities to make lots of money. Money, money, money. While Meghan rescued him from his own growing despondency and misery. Meghan had failed miserably with Hollywood and Suits was her only show. Her marriage to Harry and her much publicized misery and lies about the royal family, later uttered at the infamous Oprah Winfrey interview, won her affection and support, but only to be gone soon after we found out what a fake she is. Chapter 3, Sting Operation 2. After pressing all the right buttons, Meghan knew she had to work fast. She was concerned about spending time with Harry. She needed, Meghan told Gina Nelthorpe-Count, to prevent Harry escaping. She was not going to let him get away. Bower 126. Her goal of catching Harry was crucial to her. If they clicked, she could fulfill her ambition for global celebrity. Now I'm going to read from Bower's book. Now that Meghan had successfully lured the prince into her trap, it was on to Sting Operation Part 2. Sealing the deal. She worked on publicizing her relationship and outing Harry. Oh boy, did she work fast. Reading page 130 to 131. Meghan decided her past story needed adjustment. On 9th October 2016, a PR agency in Los Angeles changed the Wikipedia entry. The reference to the Deal or No Deal game show was removed, along with the description of her carrying case number 24. The technician also deleted the reference to being a fashion model. A section headed Humanitarian Work was inserted that described her visits to Rwanda and Afghanistan and the New York speech for United Nations Women and the Tick. Harry was back in Toronto. On Saturday, 22nd October, Meghan took him to a Halloween party at Soho House. Dressed in costumes, they went with his cousin Eugenie and her boyfriend. As Meghan later admitted, the four snuck out to have just one fun night on the town before it was out in the world that we were a couple. The previous night, Meghan had posted a photo of herself on Instagram with a pumpkin and a photo of a secret Halloween date. Most at the party were in no doubt that Meghan was outing Harry for her own good reasons She wanted the relationship to be publicized. In media hype, some would call it the greatest story since the abdication. Camilla Tomini of the Sunday Express reviewed the affair on 30th October. Alerted from London, Harry left Meghan's Toronto home unseen early that morning and headed for the airport before journalists arrived. It has the ring of truth, confirmed the palace about the global sensation creating a frenzy outside Meghan's house. She emerged, smiling to a crowd of photographers, and drove to the suite's studio. Soon afterwards, she posted more photos of herself on the tape. Among them were shots of 2 visits to London, herself at the Soho farmhouse in Oxfordshire, and pictures showing that she and Harry were wearing identical bracelets. Separate posts featured a jigsaw and a cup of tea. Another showed 2 cuddling bananas with the caption, "Sleep tight, X." Journalists received numerous tips about the clothes and accessories Meghan was wearing. 100,000 new followers signed up to her account. Princess Meghan Markle asked one, "Which banana is Harry?" Meghan was clearly not concerned about her privacy at that particular moment. You see, Meghan was already publicizing the relationship before a formal statement from Harry was released. She had to stake her claim on him publicly first. Very smart move, I must say. She's really ingenious, okay? I mean ingenious. Probably the fact that a D-lister like her managed to ensnare a prince got into her head, causing her to decide all her previous friends and family were not good enough. Once a person is of no use to her anymore, she will just drop the person like a hot potato. And of course, she told Harry soon enough, "If you don't put out a statement confirming I'm your girlfriend, I'm going to break up with you." Low 253. Reading Low 253 to 254. After the threat from Meghan, Harry was in a panic. Everything he feared would happen was unfolding before his very eyes. Another source said, "It did feel like if the palace was not able to stand up and support his girlfriend against some of the disgusting coverage and disgusting commentary, then who in their right mind would even consider entering into a relationship with him in future?" He was very exercised about some of that coverage, and I think was right to be. He definitely felt that if he remained silent, if nothing was done to support her, then she would be, "I'm not sure this is what I signed up for." Another said he was freaking out, saying, "She's going to dump me." Harry, who had first met Meghan 3 months earlier, phoned his communications secretary, Jason Knopf, demanding that he put out a statement confirming that Meghan was Harry's girlfriend. Meghan wanted public validation that this was a serious relationship, not a passing fancy. She was also convinced that the palace was unwilling to protect her from media intrusion. In a conversation that revealed much about Meghan's view of the royal household, as well as being a foretaste of what was to come, she told Harry's staff, "I know how the palace works. I know how this is going to play out. You don't care about the girlfriend." Somehow when I read this, I get the impression she was starting to bear grudges against the royal family. She was in her mind building up a case against them. You know how she's very, very sensitive and also very vindictive. But she doesn't understand that this is the palace style of operation. This is their modus operandus. Never explain, never complain. Anyway, her plan has worked marvelously. A statement was issued confirming their relationship, okay, and soon after, there was an engagement officially announced on the 27th November 2017, and on 19th May 2018, they became husband and wife. So chapter 4, Meghan seals the deal. Meghan did Harry the greatest kindness by taking him out of the royal family because Harry wanted out. This is stated in Low book, page 300. It was also borne out by Tom Bauer in his book. The famous line about what a courtier said about Meghan taking Harry out of the household is already well known all over the internet by now, so that one y'all can read on your own. Tom Bauer had a similar statement. "I was thinking, I don't want this job. I don't want to be here," Harry's words. In hindsight, many realized that Harry was looking to escape. Page 141. Chapter 5, Harry and the Meghan horror show, featuring a damaged prince and an American trickster. In mythology and the study of folklore and religion, a trickster is a character in a story. God, goddess, spirit, human, or anthropomorphization, who exhibits a great degree of intellect or secret knowledge and uses it to play tricks or otherwise disobey normal rules and defy conventional behavior. Definition from Wikipedia. The Harry and Meghan horror show is still running. We all know, and I did a short presentation on this, which you will see the link below. It is more like a spoof because of the coming Halloween. I've given the definition of the trickster. You will notice this picture. I've given Harry the head of an S to wear. I got this idea from the Shakespearean play Midsummer Night's Dream, where the fairy queen Titania fell in love with Bottom, who was under a spell cast by Puck, and Bottom was transformed into an S head. Now Meghan is obviously the trickster. As you can see, she's wearing the typical hat of a trickster. Meghan, an American trickster. She has a bag of tricks to ensnare Harry, and she was very successful, and then proceeded to promptly destroy relationship with her father, step-siblings, ghosted her friends, and all those who have helped her. Meghan is very smart, probably too smart for her own good. She has absolutely no desire to honor traditions and play by the rules, typical of trickster. The minute she entered Harry's life, it has been a roller coaster time for the royal family and the hapless late queen. In the short time she was there, from the time she moved in with Harry to her engagement and then marriage, she steamrolled everyone. Her loud, abrasive, ruthless manner, complete disrespect for traditions, shocked and worried the Queen and Buckingham Palace beyond belief. Of course, we all know she accused the royal family of racism, subjected them to humiliation and unfounded criticism, basically causing them to lose all trust of her. She sowed terror and chaos during her time with the royal family and everyone who was hired to work for her. And as if that was not enough, she continued to lie about the royal family. She continued to hurt them even after she and Harry left and stayed in California. Everyone, including those who had reservations about her in the beginning, went out of their way to roll out the red carpet for her. And senior courtiers made arrangements to make sure she was accepted, but Meghan was never satisfied until she and Harry, who by then was very much her equal in villainy, left behind a trail of destruction. Nothing the palace or her staff did was good enough for her. I think the Queen became too weary to deal with her and Harry. Her health was failing and she was getting on in age. And so when they wanted to be part-time working royals, while they pursue their money-making ventures in US, she decided that there was no half in, half out. Meghan and Harry had to either be in or out. Humiliated by the rejection of their offer, the couple left. Since then, they have been sending barbs at the royal family and the late Queen. Well, we've come to the end, and Royalty Bar's latest news on Meghan from Valentine Low's book Courtiers, Part 2 and Tom Bower's Revenge. I will continue to do close reading of the two masterpieces from Low and Bower to give you more bombshell revelations. Hi, thank you for watching. I've come to the end of the presentation. Please remember to press the subscription and like buttons. Take care and bye for now.